Hi everyone, my name is Ignacio. I'm one of the co-founders of Datalemons, and I'm here today to show you how the price-volume mix analysis works. So first, we need to have our sales data. Why? It's because the idea of this analysis is to understand why our revenue changes. To do so, today we're going to pretend we own a fast food business that sells burgers, fries, and beverages. So let's dive into the data. I have this example of data here where we have the date of purchase, the year, month, category, product, prices, units, and sales, total sales per each of these orders. So if we check the summary and we compare July against June, we can see that we actually increased our revenue in $237, which is great, right? It's increasing, but the thing is, why? That's the idea of the price volume mix analysis. So to do so, we're going to go to our calculations. For that, we need to have a table with category, product, and the sum of the sales and units for each of our time frames. In this case, we're doing June and July. Then we're going to start the calculations in order to start producing our price volume mix analysis. The first calculations we need is the previous price, which is the price of June, the units, which basically we are repeating the data from this table just to make it more simple, and the previous mix. If you have any doubt, the previous price is calculated by dividing the sum of sales by the sum of units. The previous units, we repeat the information, and the mix, what we do is we divide the units of the product over the total units for that specific month. In this case, we also have the total units here, so we have all the data in this single table. These calculations must be done for both of the time frames. So we have first all the calculations for June and then for July. We also have a column here, which is the sales difference, which basically means the sales of July minus June. This is going to be used later on to compare the results. So now we have all the calculations we need to start doing really the product volume mix analysis. So let's start with the calculations. The first one is going to be the price effect. The price effect is basically the current price minus the previous price multiplied by the previous units. This is going to give us what is the effect that the price is having in the changes in our revenue. And this is going to present the information for each of the products. Then we go to the volume effect. In volume, we're going to do a formula that is a little bit more tricky, but it's the following. We are going to grab the total units of the current period, which is this one. Then we're going to multiply it by the previous mix and subtract the previous units. That result, we're going to multiply it by the previous price. That is going to give us the volume effect, which basically means what is the effect our variation in units is having over the variation in revenue. And the last is going to be the mix effect. For the mix effect, the formula we're going to use is the current units minus the total current units multiplied by the previous mix. All of that result, we're going to multiply it by the previous price. And that is going to give us the mix effect, which basically means if all of our products were competing for space or for a sale, what is the effect that change in the mix that the product is having over our revenue, right? So basically we are considering all of our products are competing against each other. And now we have the three effects that are the most common of the price volume mix analysis, right? But there are two missing. First, if you see here, we have a product that has a problem. So the previous price of this product couldn't be calculated. Why? Because it doesn't have any sales on the previous period, right? It doesn't have any sales in June. So what happens with this product? Because in the end, we are not calculating the effects for this specific product because we shouldn't, because it always have to be calculated comparing two different time frames. So what we do here, first of all of these formulas have a filter where the effect is only calculated if the product has revenue in both time frames. If there isn't in any of them, then we have two new effects that are going to solve this problem. So first, we have the new SKU or product effect, which basically means that the product didn't have revenue before and now it does. This case can happen, for example, when we have a new product, or maybe we didn't have units before, so we didn't have any revenue, or people didn't buy it. So in the end, it's just having revenue in this current period. So the formula for this effect is the revenue of the current period in with a positive sign. Then if we have a product that doesn't have any revenue in the current period, but it did have in the previous one, what we're going to do, we're going to calculate the no sales SKU effect or no sales product effect, which happens mostly in products that we are discontinuing, so now they don't have any revenue, or maybe just people didn't want to buy it, or we didn't have any units available for sale. So in this case, the formula is going to be the revenue of the previous period, but with a negative sign. So now we really do have all the effects needed for the price volume mix analysis. So let's compare and see if this works. So we're going to sum all the effects here. For example, you're going to see for the 7-Up 1 liter, we're going to have $48 as a difference only using the effects, and it is exactly the same as the sales difference we calculated at the beginning. If you can see here that we have a column named effects versus difference, which compares the two calculations, so the sum of effects versus the sales difference. And if you see, in most of them the difference doesn't exist, and in some cases there is a really small difference that it actually starts at the 15th power, so it's barely noticeable for any commercial team. And this, my friends, is all the analysis of price volume mix. You can add up all the effects of products. You can do it by category, or you can do it as a whole business, and you can see in a really fast way what happened with your revenue. Why did it change? Did it change because you changed prices? Did it change because people started to buy less from you? Or did it change because some products are selling more than others? At Datalemons, we offer this analysis in our free plan, completely automated, so you don't have to worry about anything. But for the paid plans, we have an improvement over the price volume mix analysis that gives you more effects and gives you more insights on what happened with your revenue, including recommendations generated with AI to help you understand how to improve your revenue if it's starting to fall. So, thank you very much for watching this video. Leave your comments below and any questions you have. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.